think, babes?
We're all going on a haunted day trip. And we're going to find a ghost, or three, or maybe a demon doll. This is the grave of Elizabeth Escott. She came out from England in 1853 and she died in 1856 at the age of 53. And she came out with 7 of her 11 children from England to create a better life. She came here with 7 children. 2 years later she died and 2 of her other children died as well. Fanny was one of them. So we've got a K2 meter and we've got a cat ball here. We've got a K2 meter that's going off. So if Fanny's here, or Elizabeth, or any other spirit around, if you'd like to set off that meter again, you're most welcome to. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Is that you, Fanny?
So are you connected to this grave?
Yes.
Yes. I'm getting it on the rods as well.
Yep. Is that you, Fanny?
Okay, we've got Fanny. Is Elizabeth here as well? Can you light up the meter? The rods are being shown here as well.
Is there anyone else here other than Elizabeth and Fanny?
You strong enough to move the cat ball? If you move the cat ball, it'll sparkle for you. So, were you happy coming out to Australia? Even though you had such a short time here? Now on the grave we've got a little remembrance there. It says a tender mother and a loving wife. Here sleeps in humble hope of better life. By side of daughter, loved and cherished well. We'll leave the judgment day, the rest to tell. Elizabeth Escott and Fanny, her daughter. So thank you for talking to us. We send you loads of love and blessings. I wish you peace and happiness. In the 1800s, in Fryerstown, the early settlers used to chain the indigenous people to this tree. So we pay respects to all those who died at the hands of the white settlers and to those who were chained to this tree.
Jeez, that's horrible. Ow.
So in the 1800s, many Aboriginals were tied to this tree by the white settlers. So we pay respects to those. Pay respects Just at the back of Fryerstown Cemetery, out in country Victoria. Been here once before. There was a couple of places that in the cemetery that I didn't actually get to have a look at. So I'll take you for a little bit of a tour through some of these areas. The girls are wandering around. This cemetery dates back to the 1880s, I believe. Probably even earlier. I didn't come up here to have a look at this section. This is just one big slab. 2007. So relatively recent. This is 1906. Thomas. Come with a lot of respect. Try not to show too many of the newer graves that are here because this cemetery is still being used. Philip, Mary, and I think it's Alicia Sherlock, 1905. So I just wanted to give you a little bit of a look at this amazing little country cemetery. If we're drawn to anything, we'll certainly head that way. The girls are playing around up there with something. We've got some rods, I believe. You never know what you're going to get in the cemeteries. But all in all, we find well, most cemeteries have got pleasant energies that are quite intrigued to actually find that we can find some sort of a way to communicate with them. There's not a lot of people around that do try. Already, William John. Born in Ballyburnie, Ireland, 1823. Sailed Dublin to Australia with his wife, Louisa, and daughter Annie, and died in Fryerstown, 1893. George James, 1883. Also got a K2 with me, so if there's any spirit here, you can come and tap on the K2. Try to communicate with us if you like. I'll hold this beside me. A little bit of a cave in here. K2 as well, so if you'd like to come forward, tap on the K2, let us know you're here. Who are we following?
I've got a guy following me. He thinks I'm his girlfriend.
Oh, that's nice.
God, I pick up all sorts.
Oh, of course you do. So Geraldine's got the rods out, and the rods are pointing in a certain direction.
Give me your name, buddy. Your name Michael. No? Let me stop and think. Starts with M though, doesn't it? Mitchell. Is it Mitchell? He's gone all sheepish. Is your name Mitchell?
Is it Mitch?
There we go.
Can you keep, are we going in the right direction?
Okay, Mitch. I've got the date 1927, is that correct? Okay. I've got the date 1927. I've also got the dates of 1980s, is that right? So, were you born in 1927? Did you pass in the 80s? Thank you. Was the woman you loved, her name was Donna? And she didn't love you back, did she, buddy? No, she didn't. She didn't love. We don't judge. But can you show me where your grave is in the cemetery? Do you have a headstone? No, you don't. Can you point us in the direction? Okay. Point the rods where we need to go. Going straight.
So we've got a spirit called Mitch coming home with us. And we'll work with him, help him cross over. And this is the Fryerstown Cemetery. Very dry country out here at Fryerstown. We've had a little bit of rain, so it's not as bad as what it was last time we came down this way. Just thank all the spirit for accepting us here. I wish you lots of respect and lots of blessings.
2. There are 22 souls buried here due to consumption, tuberculosis. Is it a bit cramped? Wasn't very dignified? No. Kind of thrown in a pit and buried quickly.
Feel like you've forgotten.
Are there children? Are there more than 10 children? Are there more than 20 children?
I feel like there's no men.
I think it's mothers and kids. Yeah.
Are they just mums and kids in here?
I don't think it's mothers. I think they're orphans. Were you all orphans? I think it's orphans and the people who are looking after. And the governess or whatever you call her.
The mum. Yeah, the mum. She was their mum. Are you all from the one home?
Was it here in Fryerstown?
Was it?
Is there something in the trees behind me? Can you turn my rods around and show me?
So this section here where all the green is, we believe this is all a mass grave.
shifted. Ooh.
Yeah, it's where those rocks are. I reckon it's all part of the grave in amongst those
Indigenous.
trees.
This is indigenous. It's shifted.
Well, it could be.
That's
Could be indigenous.
That's Caucasians, right? They're the whites
Yep.
down there.
Yep, down near the whites.
And these are indigenous.
Down here. Indigenous, I reckon, in amongst these trees here where these rocks are.
With all due respect, is there a grave here? Is this an indigenous grave? I think they're all they're kids.
Were any of the indigenous people here tied to that tree in Fryerstown? Thank you. I'm aware of the tree where,
I know.
I'm very aware of the story where the indigenous were tied to that tree.
They're not angry, but they're wary. You don't have to fear us. We're not here to hurt anybody.
Jeez. That's horrible.
So in the 1800s, many Aboriginals were tied to this tree by the white settlers. So we paid respects to those.
Step back.
Pay respects